Hi, English students. This is Miss Newman, and we need to talk about the research paper, which is the first essay we're going to work on for this class. For this research paper, I would like you to utilize outside sources, so that could be articles, books, documentaries, etc. As long as the source is reliable, I'm not too worried about the types of sources, as far as you could use videos, interviews, documentaries, magazine articles, depending on the person you're focusing on. As long as it's a reliable source, I'm happy with it. To learn about an influential person and how he or she has influenced today's society, whether for the better or for the worse. While you may choose the person, please ask my permission for your topic before beginning your research. So in discussion board, you'll notice the first thread is a research paper topic proposal or outline. And so this is how you're going to propose your topic to me so that I know not only who you're going to research, but the aspects you want to research about the individual. And it makes more sense once you look into discussion board because I've got thorough instructions and an example of exactly what I'm looking for this topic proposal. But you'll need to propose your topic there so that I can know who you're going to research and make sure that you're going about the research in a way that will be manageable for you as a writer. You may not repeat a topic that you have written about in the past, so that would include English 101 or high school essays. And the reason why, all of your papers are scanned with anti-plagiarism software, but it doesn't let me know who wrote the original essay. So say if you turn in the same essay you did senior year of high school, then it might flag it for plagiarism, but it won't say that it was originally your paper. So just to make sure that we are all on the same page, just write an original essay for this assignment. Just make sure you choose maybe a topic you haven't researched in the past. The rough draft due date is Wednesday, February 23rd by midnight, and you'll turn that into the discussion board so that it can be peer reviewed. All of your rough drafts are going to be reviewed by your classmates, and they'll give you feedback on what you need to revise before you turn in your final draft. The final draft is the one I will grade, and that is due Wednesday, March 2nd by midnight, and you'll turn that into the Content Week 5 folder. And so it will actually have submit your research paper final draft here in that Week 5 folder once we get closer to that point in the semester, of course. The research paper is worth 40% of your final grade, so it by far is the largest percentage for your class. So it really counts as 2 essays. So that's one reason why I go ahead and do the research paper first, so you can get the most difficult assignment out of the way, and then the rest of the semester is fairly smooth sailing compared to this research paper. The research paper should be at least 1,000 words in length, and that does count your works cited page. The minimum length is 1,000. If you go over, of course, some students get really excited about their topics and lose track of the wording, and they might go into 1,200, 1,300, longer paper. I've even received some that are like 1,800 words. Try not to go way over because it's not fair to you to do so much extra work over your classmates, but I will not count off if you go over the word count, but I will count off if you go under. So make sure you meet that 1,000 word minimum. Because it's not fair that some of your classmates might turn in a 1,200 word paper, and if you turn in an 800 word, you didn't do nearly as much work as your classmates. So that's my logic there, is just make sure you do the minimum at least, even if it's 1,001 words. Just make sure you meet that 1,000. For formatting, it's 12-point Times New Roman font, double space with MLA heading and style. And for an example, your Seagull book has a fantastic example on page 192. Page 192 has a really good example of MLA formatting. I recommend using it as a guide on all of your papers, honestly, so that you remember exactly all the aspects you'll need to include. But notice it starts off with your name, then my name, then the course, and then the date the final draft is due. Then you have a title that's centered, and then in the upper right-hand corner, there's a page number with your last name to the left of it. This also shows what double-spaced in Times New Roman 12-point font should look like as well. Notice the paragraphs are indented as well. So if you have any questions about how to do MLA formatting, please let me know. I would guess this is a refresher from your 101 class, but if it's been a little while since you've taken 101, it's always good to remind yourself of MLA formatting. All of the research papers will have to have a works cited page, and the best example I found for a works cited page is actually on page 199. Of course, since you don't have to have this many outside sources, it'll look a little different, but you can use this as a guide. Notice the citations are not just internet links. Please include all the information for each outside source. You don't just copy and paste a list of links. I will count off on that. If you're not sure how to cite a source, feel free to email me and I can help you cite the source. But you do need to include more information than just a website link. Also notice there's no bullet points on this, or it's not numbered. It's just in alphabetical order, double spaced with the hanging indent. And the hanging indent is just this here. You can see where the second and third lines were indented on each citation. So also notice it starts off with a works cited title, not references, not outside sources or sources. It's works cited, spelled just like it is on this example. So just make sure you use this as a guide whenever you're doing your works cited page as well. So you will have to have a works cited page, and you must include at least 3 outside sources. That is a minimum. If you go over, that's fine. If you find 5 outside sources, 6 outside sources, and you want to include them and they're helpful for your research, of course you can go over 3, but you need to have at least 3 outside sources. And like I said earlier, documentaries can count, a magazine article would count, a quote from your favorite individual that you're researching would count as well. So you don't have to overthink it that 3 outside sources has to be huge paragraphs of information. It can just be a little bit of information from the source. I do have a final draft late submission rule, and that's 10 points off every day late, and that's on that final draft late draft due date. So for instance, this one is due Wednesday, March 2nd. So if it was turned in Thursday, March 3rd, it would be 10 points off. So just make sure you turn it in on time. You won't have to worry about any of those deductions. All of your final drafts are going to be graded using the grading rubric that's on the Getting Started page of Blackboard, so you have access to that at all times. So if you have any questions about the grading rubric, please let me know. They'll also be scanned with anti-plagiarism software, so just make sure that your essay is your own essay. Do not pull any essay online. Don't use your friend's essay, and then we will be good. But if there is an issue of plagiarism, we will have to have a conversation. Most of the time I have the student rewrite the essay. They have to write a completely different essay if they did plagiarize. And so just go ahead and save yourself the trouble, write your own essay at the first part of the class, and then you won't have to stress about rewriting anything later. I have brainstorming and outlining space here, but you don't have to use that. Just some students like to use their topic sheet as a place to take notes for ideas on their topic. So that's completely optional though. Please let me know if you have any questions about this. I know research papers can be overwhelming, and some students really get stressed out over them, but I'm always here to help you, even though this is an online class. Feel free to email me or call me in the office, or if you're on campus, you can even stop by for a meeting. I'm always here to assist you. Also, don't forget that we have the Writing Center. Their tutors are fantastic, and they can tutor you online or in person. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks. Bye.